What is up, whammin' and gentle whammin'? Welcome to the combo tutorial section for today. Most of you probably already know this, but if you don't know this, well, here you go. We're gonna go through the basic combo. I like to go through like test hand combos because like everybody knows the bread and butter, normal summon Torghast, spec Kagami, blah 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 blah. Like, you know those lines, but like, what does it really look like in practice with the list that I showed with this deck list? So let's go ahead and get into how the combo looks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This hand is insane. This hand's cracked. It sucks we opened Seer, but this hand's still insane. So we're gonna go activate Rhoda, try to bait out an Ash. We're just going to assume there's no hand traps. So we're going to look through and we're going to fetch a Torn Scales. We're going to activate Terratop, special summoning itself. That doesn't activate, so you just spec Terratop, activate his effect to search. We're going to fetch our Tekaton board. And then special tech. These two turn into Cherubini. Now you're in a situation, you open the Seer, so like Cherubini's kind of worse. You don't get the free extension. If it wasn't for like opening Seer, you just send Graph Summon Seer and then like all the way to Bard was free. But it's not 100% free. So we're going to activate Cherubini. We're going to send Ancient Cloak. Right now we're on summon 2. Yeah, this is our third summon. Now you have a choice. We got the extra extender. So what I think I'm gonna do to be extra safe, we'll go E-Telly. Summon out the Wielder. I like to summon out Wielder if I'm going first, because if for some reason we're playing against birds and they crack our board and summon a barrier statue, Tracker is like one of the only cards in the deck that can punch over it. So you want to have that in deck. So you spec out the Wielder, normal summon the Torn Scales, ask if they have response here. If they don't have response, you go immediately into Appaloosa to play around Nib. So now we have our 3 negate app. Let's get this die on there. And now we can just start doing our plays nice and safe. So we'll activate the Ancient Cloak, banishing itself to search. We are gonna grab Boots. Torn Scales is gonna trigger summoning itself. And then you're gonna trigger Torn Scales effect, pitching Seer to send the Ragged Gloves. Seer's gonna trigger. We're gonna grab Cherubini. Okay, once you search the Boots, you'll special the Boots, turn these two into your Bardish. Now you can activate Bard. Sending Stained Greaves to set the Shade Brigandine. Now you can banish the Ragged Gloves. Sending Wings. Once I find it, we're going to send Wings. You'll activate Wings, bring back Stained Greaves, overlay these two into a Leviair. Activate the Leviair, bring back the Ancient Cloak. Activate your Stained Greaves to summon itself, because you have no traps in grave at this point. Link these two off into Artifact Dagda. Activate your Ancient Cloak, pump Bardish by 800, and then Dagda's going to trigger. And you will set Artifact Scythe. You want to set it anywhere you want. I like to set it under the Bard because it's going to get popped and it clears out the Mekk-Knight column. Then you'll link these two off into a verte. You can activate verte. At this point, let me double checking, making sure we're not terrible at the game. Yep. We'll activate the verte. Sending Fusion Destiny, the Celestial, Dasher from hand. For DPE. I always summon this in defense out of habit because I don't want to get blown out by verbs. Banish the boots. Search for a Thug Blade. And then set the Thug Blade. And pass turn. So you'll set Thug Blade. During your opponent's drop phase, you'll activate Enforcer, popping itself and Scythe. Scythe Chainlink 1, Enforcer Chainlink 2. Scythe will summon itself, Enforcer will summon on the next standby phase. Yeah, during the next standby phase, not this turn, but the next turn. And then Scythe will summon itself. Then it has to activate to lock your opponent out of summoning from the extra deck. So now you have 4 monster negates that they have to deal with, and they can't go into the extra deck. Pretty solid. This is the standard board. Most of the time, though, like you'll end like this. It'll be in this positioning. But if you're being extra cautious, you'll end like this. Sometimes if you open really good, you'll also have a Time Thief Redoer. Like if we didn't open Graph, or if we didn't open Seer, we would have ended with Redoer as well. Alright, we'll do one more test hand to see if we get a clunky hand and then go from there. Alright, we're going to do half and then top 5 to the bottom because that's what most people tell you to do in remote duels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how bad our hand is. Not terrible, but not amazing either. Go Rhoda. Grab Torn Scales. Normal Torn Scales. Special Kagemusha Knight. What's the proper line here? Guess we'll just go these two into Cherubini. Activate Cherubini. We're gonna send the Ancient Cloak. Activate Ancient Cloak, banish, grabbing boots, special the Torn Scales, activate Torn Scales, pitching Graph, sending Ragged Gloves, Graph will summon Seer. These two will turn into Bard. Seer will trigger, summoning Cherubini. Bard effect to send the last one and set the Shade Brigadine. And we can set Shade. Alright, so now you got a couple of options. Like you can just go spec boots and make Levy or Appaloosa and lose this. Or you can risk going to Levier first, bringing back the cloak, and then making an app. I think either way is fine with this situation because we still have this that's going to let us make Vert regardless. So yeah, we'll just go special the boots, make a Levier, Levier effect, detach, bring this back. If they haven't nibbed us when we summon the boots, normally like this line's fine. And then you activate cloak, pump him by 800. Makes me want to think. I think I'm just trying to overly big brain this, and it might might be an issue. Let's see. Am I overly big braining this? No. Okay. So then we'll turn these two into Dagda. Activate this to summon itself. And then Dagda will trigger to set the scythe here. These two go into app for 2. Then you go gloves, sending, wings, bring back cloak, this into spider. And then these two into Verte effect, send Destiny, sending Celestial and Dasher, summon Enforcer, banish the boots, search the Thug Blade, set 3 Fog Blade, and then during their standby phase, pop, do that whole ordeal. I mean, you were very susceptible for nib in that point, like through that line, but like it still got to a very strong board. Like opening double Fog Blade kind of sucks, because you're guaranteed gonna search 1. Like drawing a second one isn't bad to where you end on 2, but like having 3 is kind of overkill sometimes, especially when you got a double negate app. But I mean, there's a couple different lines we could have ran there, but I feel like I always like making app. Like I'm very paranoid about nib. I've been blown out by nib a lot, even though like I set my graveyard up properly to play around nib. I like going into this as soon as I can. So if they're just like holding the nib for as long as they can, like holding it for this, then I punish them by going into this. But there you go, guys. That's kind of how I think about the deck. If you got any suggestions or any lines or anything, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'm always open to new ideas and getting better with the deck, getting better as a player in general. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you learned something, please leave a like down below. Consider subscribing to the channel. We're slowly growing. We're creeping up there. We're up to 137 at the time of recording this, and I greatly appreciate that, guys. Like, I really do. I appreciate all the support from everybody. I appreciate everybody who subscribed, and like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep grinding until we make it to the 1,000 club. That's my next goal. We made it to my first goal, which was 100 subs, and we're still slowly growing, but we're growing, and I'm very, very thankful for all of you who considered dealing with my rambling and my annoyingness and my bad Yu-Gi-Oh-ness. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment down below. We're under attack. Okay, we're under attack. My jank camera setup telling me to shut up. On that, we're gonna end. If you saw that at the end, leave a like and tell me I'm on the left. You guys have a great day.
Everybody feels alive.